Alrighty then, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome one and all. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead as a Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder Pray for Death, our assassin-themed adventure featuring these wonderful and amazing Patreons who support the channel, do cool stuff, and get to have a great time with us here on the channel. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello.
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 Yeah, it's so good to see you guys. Now, we are running a little bit late, so let's speed run our intro, shall we? First of all, we are here thanks to the lovely efforts of some amazing sponsors that help us keep the lights on here at the Dead as a Gamer channel. We have Hero Forge for the wonderful art you can see on screen here, all of our character tokens, all of that stuff. Go check them out. They're amazing. We have Sirenscape for the beautiful sound effects that you will hear, because every epic game deserves to sound epic as well, and it helps immerse my players into the story that we play. And then, of course, we have Fantasy Grounds for our VTT of choice, which, as you can see behind me, covers maps, images, dice rolls, and rules, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff, so I can focus on what really matters, and that is, of course, my players and their experience. We then have, of course, speaking of my players, a wide cadre of characters for this adventure, because a role-playing game is a storytelling adventure in which everyone gets to participate, everyone gets to contribute to the story at large, and these characters are who we have. Playing the role of Meg, who is a pirate first mate, who is currently joining the group to pursue a personal quest to try and find what happened, or what the fate of her family who had been lost around the seas of Ilgamort, what happened to them. Having found out that through various actions here and there, they were the collateral damage in an assassination attempt in the waters nearby. Unhappy about this, but keeping their heads strong in order to try and potentially still deal with this. We have Meg the Tanuki, played by our lovely and amazing friend Callie.
It is me. Hello.
Then, of course, we have one of the loyal members of the Red Mantis Assassin, well, prior to being framed and, of course, being excommunicated from the Red Mantis Assassins. We have, of course, a dump here who is very skilled at their particular job, who was, for a time, fighting against the bestial nature within their vampire blood, but has since tamed the savage beast and now holds power like no other dump here before them. This crazy character is Pietro, played by our dear friend McBluff.
Hello.
Then, of course, speaking of loyalist, we have another valiant servant to Akachek, raised in the orphanages of Ilsgamort under the watchful eye of the late Sister Mary. Nakesh was trained to be an assassin, one whose presence is not as well known as the blade that has sliced through many, many, many of his targets. This deadly assassin is played by our dear friend Lucas, a.k.a. Mr. Game and Art.
Hello.
And then, switching things up very quickly, Haya, playing the role of Balsam, the blood sorcerer, Red Mantis assassin, who spent a great deal of time practicing and perfecting the art of hemomancy. This rather jovial, playful, but at the same time very dangerous character is played by our dear friend Matt from All Things Fantasy.
Good morning.
Good morning. And last but certainly not least, the breaker of hearts and the killer of men, we have the assassin elf Kailu, a sniper of great renown whose accuracy with a bow and arrow is parallel to none. This is played by our amazing friend Cookiemon Steve.
Well, hello.
Hello. All right. Now, as always, guys, these are my players. This is what they're going to be playing. But, of course, we are going to lead into today's session with, of course, a bunch of the rewards that you guys can participate with. Now, I'm very grateful for my players to have an audience, to have people who come in and support them. And I give you guys tons of ways to support the channel, such as through channel points. We have insight bonuses, inspiration, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine intervention, divine healing, so many cool things, all of which help keep my players above water and help them in their tasks. But of course, there are other ways to influence the game as well. As you guys know, this is my full-time job. This is what I do for a living. This is how I make my face stay a face. And as such, there are monetary donations that work towards the DAG survival check. We are at 98% of our goal, thanks to the donations from earlier on today, which I think I saw. Maybe I saw. Maybe I didn't. I mean, who knows? Aha, there we go. We did see. I see you, Schooly Eye. So, yes, we have a number of donations that can go a very long way in regards to each adventure that we participate in. We have, of course, the $5 Hero Point Jinx Point reward, where one of these red marks, which are hero points, can provide my players with a token that allows them to stave off death, petition the DM for stuff that isn't in the rules, or roll with advantage. We then have the Jinx Points, which are these purple ones, that allow my players to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from a deck of random plot twists, which, of course, Schooly Eye has requested 2 plot twists, so we'll do that really quickly. So basically, these are story prompts that allow me to basically just keep on my toes and, just practice my improv and keep the stories unique and tailored to this particular adventure. So yes, we have that. And while I do that, we also have a $5 donation for a hero point for Nikesh from Schooly Eye as well. All right, here we go. Plot twist number 1. We have... No, we've done that one already. I gotta take some of these out, I swear. Okay, that's not a bad one. Heirloom. Heirloom is our first random plot twist. An heirloom. Okay. And our next one is... Interesting. A tranquil moment. Okay. Heirloom and a tranquil moment are our plot twists for today. Hi, Laura. Okay. Then, of course, we have our $20 donation, which is the coveted golden natural 20, because critical hits are important and sometimes shit just needs to work. $50, we have 2 rewards. We have our boss buff, where we make things even more difficult for our players. We basically make things more challenging, more emotionally charged, change the parameters of victory, a whole bunch of cool stuff there. I know I keep saying I was going to do that, Schooly Eye, but I keep forgetting to. Yes. We know I'm not good at these things, but I will, starting next month, I will do that. I swear, I promise. Okay. Then, of course, we have our Harrow draw, where I draw from a deck of Harrow cards. These are fortune-telling cards, which, of course, will provide 3 sessions of a boost to a particular statistic as listed on the card. So this is the Tangled Briar Fortune card, which, as you can see, is the shield. Therefore, for 3 games, our heroes will get 1d4 bonuses to all constitution-based rolls, DCs, checks, etc. But in addition, they will get a chance to gain a boon, magic item, or secret fighting art from the entity inside the card. By fulfilling the prophecy that they have for that card, our heroes will earn their boon from the creature in the card. And then we have our $100 secret menu item. What is our $100 secret menu item? Well, it'll be a special secret fighting art that I will provide to our heroes. It is literally known as the Step of the Iron Maiden. Step of the Iron Maiden works as follows. As 2 actions, our heroes will be able to step, moving half their move speed, and if they pass through a square that contains an enemy, that enemy will potentially be bound by a cloying red mist. This will basically be a concealment effect that will center on that person for a number of rounds equal to the level of our characters, which at present is, 17? No. Yes? Yeah, 17. So, so 17 rounds, they will have a cloying red mist that will obscure their vision and conceal enemies from them that they will not be able to shake off outside of a strong wind or a magical dispel. So I'll say that again. So this will be the Step of the Iron Maiden. Step of the Red Maiden. That's what, yes. Step of the Crimson Maiden. Fuck, I keep getting it wrong. Step of the Crimson Maiden, where, yes, they will step half their move speed, and if they pass through any enemies, all enemies that they step through in that movement will suffer this effect. Secret fighting arts are cool. I like that we've added them to the games. All right, guys. Oh, McClover, thank you so much for the $30 donation. I hope you're doing well as well. Also, because I imagine, and don't, this isn't me assuming things. I just know that your kids just had, a large amount of life activities that have just happened. But I know that this year there's a lot of cool stuff happening. So if I don't get a chance to, McClover, have a very safe, have a very wonderful, happy New Year and Merry Christmas and or whatever it is you celebrate. And yeah, all my love to you and your family over the season. Okay. Maxing out our hero points. There we go. Look at that. Locked and fucking loaded.
Thank you, McClover.
Okay.
Yo, we're going to need it.
Boom. There it is. All right. Maxed out hero points. Thank you so much to McClover. My face does remain a face. Yay! I get to live! And we are at our 100% survival check. And you guys know what that means. It means that we are now into our Dag of Holding, which is, of course, a rare homebrew item that becomes available for every $100 that we make over our budget. Well, $98 now because we're $2 shy. I mean, $2. You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm not your mom. Here we go. Let me just do this real quick. Overlays. There we go. Yada. Look, as much as I want to do like 98 as the next goal, my OCD is not letting me. So I'm just taking that $2. I don't care. It's happening because I'm just not. I can't do it.
It's your channel. You're allowed to do what you want.
It is, but I feel a little bad. I feel like I'm ripping someone off, but I'm not. But you know what I mean. Okay, there we go. And then we have the Dag of Holding, where if we get $100, we will provide the table and the group with a rare magic item inspired by some of my homebrew games. So there we go. The two plot twists were Heirloom Weapon. Heirloom and Tranquil Moment. Those are our plot twists for today. Okay. Okay. With that being said, you guys ready?
Yep.
We're ready.
Yes.
Okay. So, let's get some cool music going. There we go. All right. So, when last we left our heroes, the Red Mantis assassin are renowned throughout the world of Galarian. Zealotous assassins with great skill and prowess in the art of dispatching life. Our heroes are members of this great organization. And, after a mission to the far north to slay Aldorf Bloodcaller, our heroes were framed. Word came back that Aldorf wasn't actually approved for murder, and our heroes had been manipulated to do so and had now been outcast as traitors and blasphemers against the organization and the Church of Akachek. After a strong investigation, they found out that one of the Venai, one of the top councilmen underneath the Blood Mistress Jacqueline, were actually responsible for this, a woman by the name of Savia. After returning to their homeland of Ilsgamort, the assassins, along with the company of Meg, a Tanuki sailor who brought them here, our heroes began their investigation to learn the truth, and the truth they have indeed found. Armed with evidence that condemn Savia as trying to depose Blood Mistress Jacqueline, the true heir to the seat of power for the Red Mantis, there is a lot that can be said about what our heroes have in store to present to these upper council people. But for now, they're still traitors. They're still hunted. And our heroes have only just begun to try and prove their innocence. After gaining the last piece of information from a demon that is taking the form of a pirate human by the name of Torval Kempt, Meg, who had learned that her family might still be alive and potentially have been tortured by this devil, managed to hold back her tongue and her blade and hear all the information that they needed to get from this guy to prove Savia's guilt before leaving the demon and vowing to come back to finish the job at another date. And it is here our adventure continues. Okay. Now, the Vernai... Sorry.
Yes.
I was just going to say, long story short, the Vernai are at the Crimson Citadel. It is a large, very private sanctum for the Red Mantis only, up in the jungle mountains. To get there, the easiest way would be to get arrested. If you surrender yourself and ask to be brought before the council for judgment, you will absolutely be, that'll be what happens. The Red Mantis, while they are trying to kill you, aren't necessarily, going to, deny you the ability to face justice, or their version of justice. Meg, you were saying something.
I was going to say, she would turn to them and say, "Do we have everything you need?"
A couple of bags of alchemist fire would be helpful. Oh no, that's for something else.
I'm sure we can swing by on the way out.
Ah, I like what you think, Meg.
So what do I just
All right,
whistle?
I'm gonna go get some alchemist fire.
All right. Pietro, Nikesh, and Kailu, you hear about your friend Balsam going and getting some flammable weaponry before heading into the councils to go visit the Crimson Cathedral, a holiest of holy places among the Red Mantis.
I believe it doesn't quite understand what we are intending to do.
Yeah, I think you're right, Pietro. And I love your understatements.
Balsam,
Yes, Pietro.
I need to be sure the alchemist fire is not for the middle of our trial, is it?
Well, the Verna
I
is
suppose-
also be in one place.
Well, and in that case, it would be the end, regardless.
I mean, they're all going to be in the same place. It's not like you're going to get another opportunity like this.
We don't need to kill
We will
them.
also all be in the same place, surrounded by the rest of the entirety of the Red Mantis on the Medagalti Isles.
So I need more. I was going to spend about 800 gold on it, but I could spend 2,000. About 2,000.
Awesome. We want Sevilla. We don't want all of the Verni.
Well, then make a list. I'm sure I can get them out as well. Which ones aren't corrupt? Which ones haven't allowed this to happen?
Which ones have been tricked into believing her?
I don't know about you, Balsam, but I do not plan on being on the run for the rest of my life.
That's why we burn it down. We can't. They can't chase us if they're dead.
That's
At this point, the four of you realize that Balsam means to try and single-handedly bring down the entire church and organization of the Red Mantis Assassin by himself from the front line with what could possibly only be described as a suicide bombing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were gonna say a really bad idea.
Oh, look. I've told you guys this millions of times. I will never stop you from doing stuff. And I mean that. I will never stop you from doing stuff. If you want to make this attempt and that's the goal and that's the plan, you guys can absolutely do that. Will not stop you, and nothing that Paizo has written will ever impede that attempt. Now, I know that there's part of it that is both Matt seeing how far he can push things versus Balsam's actual supposed behavior. And if Matt wants to try that, I mean, again, I am happy to see what happens. Like, that's not going to stop me. Because I know that Balsam as a character, this is very well suited, because Balsam was disenchanted by the behavior of the Red Mantis, which, to be fair, is exactly what you'd expect them to do if they were confronted with traitors, right? You send assassins to go deal with your own, because this is an in-house problem, which is what happened, basically. And Balsam has now turned to the god of vengeance and trickery and stuff to like they've given up on Akachek and have now picked up Calistria as a god. So this is not like, what's the word? It's not as chaotic as you think it is. It's actually quite deliberate. I know that he's taking a playful tone with it, but I think this is also a good sign, less of that Balsam is being very frivolous with the idea of murdering some very powerful entities and powerful beings, and more of a sign of that loss of faith in Akachek and the Red Mantis. And I want to say that Nikesh, you in particular would pick this up, being so devout to Akachek yourself, and obviously having worked with Balsam for so long, that's kind of what triggers in your mind as you're hearing this exchange.
Yes. Nikesh is still slightly distracted with the whole extra betrayal that he just found out about. But he is picking up on it, regardless.
Yes. Yep.
Especially Balsam's plan to burn down not just his holy site and his church, but his home. That is where Nikesh was raised. That is where Nikesh lives. That is his home.
I don't, hold on, let me check. I don't think people live in the Citadel. You would live in this town, in Ilsgamore.
Right.
So
yes,
Citadel,
but he considers that his home. That is essentially where he was raised.
So
was
the
in that
Citadel
building.
is like the place of power for the Red Mantis assassins. It's not where they might live.
Yeah, but a holy site could still be your quote unquote home, as
but
it is like a central place in your life.
That is where his heart resides. Is in that building. That is where he spent the majority of his life. That is where he was raised. So to him, that is home. That is not just a place of worship or a place of business. That is home.
Come here, you. Oh, there we go. Okay. Crimson Citadel.
I say while he's looking at that, I'm just looking at Meg's God's Edicts, and it's funny because one of them, this would have to be me taking it literally, is follow creative sparks to the finish. See?
There you go. Perfect.
She needs sparks.
Meg's on board.
100%. All right. Carry on. Don't mind me. Like I said, I just wanted to give you insight into that, because I can sort of sense the vibe that's coming out, and I wanted to just sort of course correct a teeny bit.
Yeah.
Balsam.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do, I'm quite pissed off right now with the organization. I won't say your at this point, because you don't seem too keen on them either. But I have something I need to do after here. So dying for me right now is not something I can stand for.
I understand. If that's the case, you've done an amazing job, and thank you, Meg.
Hey, you kept my ass alive when we were in Bizarro World.
That's true. Think well of me, at least.
I think I can manage.
So, Balsam, we're not going in fireballs blazing. Can we?
And what
Take
else would
that.
you recommend? I mean, acid flasks don't have the same zing. I mean, lightning charges could.
I
Maybe?
We're going in to clear our names. That is what we will do.
thank you, Nikesh. Yeah.
Clear our names. We shouldn't have had to clear our names, Nikesh.
I'm
There
aware
should
of
have been
that,
systems
and the
in
people
place.
responsible will be held responsible. But we are not going to firebomb the entire organization and burn it to the ground.
There's been a saying. I've been hearing it from the Redman's assassins and from the surveyor in general. Maybe it is time to burn down the assassin order. It's corrupted, Nikesh. You can see it as well as I. Corruption needs to be burned out. If you believe that the Red Mantis Order is this perfect organization, just look at the evidence. It isn't. It's broken.
The organization and what they stand for is perfect. The people are not. And this corruption is a cancer, and we will excise that cancer. I am not going to burn the rest of the body for the affected portion.
It's not the entire organization. It's just those who will be in attendance. The Verni. Cut the head of the serpent. Remember that lesson, Nikesh?
We don't know that all of them were involved. We have strong indications that one of them were, not all of them.
They all were involved in hunting us down.
That's normal. We are not the first people that the organization has done. We've been
No.
involved
But
in
with
tracking down traitors to the organization.
all the blood, sweat, and tears we've put into this organization, instead of sending assassins after us, they could have been like, "Hey, everything all right?" They didn't have to go in. They didn't have to go in with their blades in the dark at us so quick.
You're talking about killing those who are not responsible. You're talking about killing people who didn't do anything wrong. Does that sound familiar to you? It's exactly what they did to us. And you're talking about doing the exact same thing. That's not going to solve our problems. And they did what they did because that is the proper response. If we had done something wrong, that is how it should be done. And because the people pulling the strings had that authority, that's what happened. It's not the entire organization. It's a certain punish them.
Then what would you recommend?
We figure out how deep it goes. We identify exactly who was involved, and we kill them, all of them. No questions asked. If it turns out to be the entirety of the Vernai, then we kill them all.
Balsam, with your insight check here, Calistria speaks of vengeance with a blade, her symbol being, of course, 3 daggers. You realize that you are still very new to the worship of Calistria.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're still learning, and you're still very much learning that vengeance isn't about burning down everything. It is not about just expressing rage and wrath. That's a Rovagug thing. What Nikesh speaks of is very true. If you act in this way, where everyone is just collateral damage to whatever the hell you want, then you're no better than the people you're seeking revenge for, and that's not what vengeance is about. Vengeance is about a mixture of different things. Most importantly, about that kind of poetic justice kind of thing. It is about seeking fairness through your actions because it has been denied you. And this gives you the insight of basically going, well, the Vernai themselves, we don't know if they're involved. We have no evidence that suggests that they're doing anything but being told the Blood Mistress signed the dotted line and these guys have betrayed the order. And if they don't know anything beyond that, any of their actions aren't really their responsibility. It's the responsibility of the person who's been basically lying and manipulating them, which you now have the proof to do. Now, if they turn around and choose to ignore that proof or to in any way, shape, or form subfugate the evidence you provide, then shit's back on the table. But if it's not, then you need to find out who is responsible, because killing the Vernai is like killing everyone in Ilsgamort. It doesn't guarantee you any kind of vengeance at all.
Very well. Very well, Nagash. But if they are involved, they will be slaughtered.
And we will
Absolutely.
help.
All right, and thank you to Malakara for the insight bonuses for Balsam.
Yeah, thank you. That was a cool little scene.
That was great. You guys did super well. Yeah. All right. I guess the next step is getting to the Citadel. How would you like to approach? Would you guys like to go there on foot on your own? Would you guys like an armed escort? How would you guys like to go about it?
How not allowed in would Meg be?
Well, if you were technically arrested and brought in for a trial, you would be perfectly allowed. If you simply
Okay.
walked up to the front door, probably a lot less.
Got it.
Well,
Suppose it's time we turn ourselves in then.
shall we turn ourselves in at the Citadel?
No, you'd have to be brought to the Citadel, part of the arrest thing. If you show up at the Citadel, they'd be like, oh, they're attacking us and blah, 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 usual kind of nonsense. Okay. You guys make yourself to towards one of the outposts, and you can see that there are some guards there dressed in bright red. As mentioned before, the Ilsgamort doesn't really have a police force. They instead have various soldiers who are, in part adjacent to the Red Mantis. They seem to be sitting there drinking coffee. Yeah, so that's when I grabbed him in a headlock, right? And then, as his light started to go out, they turn around. I'm fucking talking here as they look.
Oh, so you don't want to get the biggest fucking reward in the history of all of the worlds? Do you know who this is?
They look around. No.
Oh my god, guys, stop hiding.
They're not hiding. They're just there.
No, I know. I'm just
Balsam looks around.
because that's their job.
Balsam looks around. Me? Hiding? That's
Oh,
not my skill set.
it's not. You're right. Yeah, he's pretty bad at it, actually.
Are these so? Are these
Kylo
soldiers
shifts his
just
armor back to, he shifts the glamour on his longsword back to his he is now dressed.
Okay, they look at you do that.
His red man. Yeah.
Uh,
So.
You said these soldiers are more adjacent to the Red Mantis, and actually they wouldn't know that there's
You guys
a
are,
they
super
wouldn't know the
wanted.
guys,
God.
they wouldn't know there's a bounty on
No,
them.
you're quote unquote super dead.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
It
yeah,
isn't-
they
they wouldn't have been informed.
They
that
are,
we were
however,
just
really
talking.
annoyed that you've interrupted their conversation with some bullshit. So they're about to beat you up regardless.
Oh yes, bring
they,
it.
they pull out some trudgeons, and they're like, "I think you and your friends need to go play house somewhere else."
Oh, look at them. They think they're a threat.
Also,
I love the level of
Peter Bird,
assessment
these guys.
people do for shit before they open their fucking mouths. All right, roll initiative.
Oh, fuck, man, come on.
All right.
Doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go last.
Are you rolling for us, or you want us to roll?
I'll roll it. I'll roll it. Just bear with me while I.
Guys, we're turning ourselves in.
Hey, I'm trying. They're the assholes here, okay?
Because they were minding
True.
their
Wait,
business.
and aren't you the one who actually has a wanted poster with your picture and name on
I
it?
am, right? You'd think someone would notice. 500? Well, it's only 500 gold, which I guess these guys are wealthy. I don't know.
Bum, 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 ba-dum. Am I looking at the wrong book? I think I am.
I was just gonna try to talk to these guys. Say,
It's literally what I started with, and
you said, "Hey, bitches." Guess what?
Yeah,
I
you
said,
literally came. You literally came.
I
with
said,
very,
hey.
very
I
different.
literally said the word "hey."
I would say it was,
Hey,
hey,
you
do you
stupid
know who this
assholes,
is?
look who we
That was
got
it.
here.
There were no insults. It was literally, hey, do you know who this is? And that was it. That's all she said.
Yeah, and they said no.
And then they wanted to start some shit. So it's
They
fine.
said.
We'll kill them.
They said. They said no.
Schooly eye, you.
And
And
then-
then Schooly eye.
And we're trying to get you to move on. And then you call
By
them
threatening
cute.
us,
Schooly
which
eye.
we never did.
Schooly eye just boss buffed the guards.
Oh, they're boss buffed.
All right, let's go.
Julia, you've done that 2 weeks in a row.
All right.
Flamboyant thief.
Well, let's boost these dudes up. Okay, 1 second. 1, 2, 3 of these guys. And how do we boost them? Let's give them tasers. There we go. 4 saves. Yeah, they got 4 saves on attacks. For stun. So yeah, as Balsam turns around and says, "Oh, that's cute. They think they're tough." You watch as they flick a button on their battens, and you watch as little bolts of lightning appear on all their tasers. And yeah, they're going to roll initiative. Hiya. All right, Nikesh, you were up first, followed by Pietro. Then we have the guards.
May I go last, Jack?
Oh yeah, you may absolutely go last. 1 moment while I give you that. There we go. Okay, done and done. Sorry, just giving my quick boosts here. Damn. Okay, there we go. Sweet. That's that. That's done. Okay, then Kailu, then Meg, then Balsam, then Pietro. All right, Nikesh, you were up first as you see them, again, move to... they're mostly going for Balsam and Meg presently. They really aren't paying attention to you, Pietro, or Kailu just yet.
Well, and I also have legendary sneak, which means that I am always sneaking unless I choose not to. So they probably wouldn't even have known I was there when this started.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Carry.
Yes, I am
Actually, so is
constantly
Kylie.
sneaking unless I choose to be seen.
There you go. Nice. Love that.
So
Yeah.
with that, I will move to one because I don't see them in the combat tracker or anything either.
Oh, sorry.
Are they...
There we go.
Sweet. All right, cool.
They do have a name, but I keep forgetting what it is. It's like the...
Yes. So are these the Grand Inquisitor dudes? Is that who we're fighting?
Bloodwatch. Yeah, that's what they're called. They're called the Bloodwatch.
Sweet. All right. So yeah, so Nikesh will basically sneak around to one of them, and we're going to dual onslaught this guy because why not?
Nice.
All right. So that's this one. I'll just drop it on number 1 here because why not? That's not great.
No, it is not. All right. Actually, sorry, they are flat-footed, so let me just see what their AC is. No, even with the off guard, that's not going to help.
I got you.
Okay, second attack. Off guard will help with that one, so that will hit.
Okay, cool. All right, so I don't need the benefit of dual onslaught then. If I'd missed with both, I get to hit with one, essentially, is what that does for me.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Actually, real quick question. So if you stab someone, you break your stealth?
That is a good question.
Let's have a quick
It didn't
look
really
here.
cover that.
So legendary sneak.
Yeah.
Is that a feat?
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't-
Yeah, it was
it
my skill
doesn't
feat that I got.
say one way or the other.
Yeah, it says that I'm constantly sneaking unless I choose to be seen, and I always have the benefits of avoiding notice unless I choose not to. For exploration tactics, whatever that entails. I've got to imagine stabbing a guy is not an exploration tactic.
Yes, correct. So exploration. So basically anything that's not combat. So between the combat stuff. So yes. So at the start of the combat, you would have been stealthed as per your exploration stuff because we were in an exploration scene. Yep. Then when we went into combat and you've attacked, you're now breaking that stealth. So you're not. So they're not off guard against you against that second attack. So that second attack is gonna miss.
Okay. Then I do. Where is it? One of the two weapons and apply the effects of a hit with that weapon. So I do get to hit with one of them. Is what dual onslaught does.
Sorry, with the dual onslaught. Here we go.
Yes, it's if I miss with both strikes, I choose one of my two weapons and apply the effects of a hit with that weapon.
Nice, love it.
Unless I crit fail.
All right, do it. You have not crit failed. Wait, no, you haven't crit failed.
All right, so I will do that on the first one, so I can also apply my sneak attack.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good.
So we'll drop that on this guy.
Did you hit the off guard thing?
Oh, you know what? I did not.
Well,
I forgot about that. Where is it?
Okay, yeah. Then roll your sneak attack damage. I'll apply it manually. It's fine.
Oh, I have a thing that I can drop sneak attack on him, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, drop it on. Get him.
It's just my 4d6.
That looks like more than 4d6.
Why did that double?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Okay, well, I'm going to heal him for 13.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll just give him 13 extra. Oh, yeah, sorry, hold on. So, hold on. Half the value. Now, I remember that I can heal someone. Damn it. No, that wasn't it. Oh, God. Ah! What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Damn it. There was a way. I know there was a way. Oh, here we go. Hold on. No, that's not it. Dang it. Fuck. Okay, never mind. I'll just heal him. It's fine. 14, so 40, 30. Okay, done. There you go. I have to negate it, then drop it onto them. Okay, cool. Alright, I got it now. I got it! I figured it out. Okay, cool. Nikesh, is that your turn?
That was 3, right? Because I had to move and then attack twice?
Yes, correct.
So that would be 3. Okay, yeah, that's it then.
Okay. As you've attacked, one of them is going to go for you. The other two are going to go for Balsam. Because Meg doesn't have any visible weapons.
Is that a question?
And
Yes.
Kyler was still stealth. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Cool. All right. Taser number 1. A critical miss. Hold on one second. That's not right. Bear with me. Sorry.
So yeah, it says it's supposed to be plus 30, but there was nothing there.
Yeah, let's try that again.
Plus 30 would be a hit.
Yeah, why is that not working?
So if it's plus 30, a 40 will hit.
Taser plus 30 is all just, there's no spaces between the taser and the plus 30.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Everyone else has it. Yeah.
That's all right. I'm happy for it to be a hit.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, well,
Yeah.
so 40 to hit.
Yep, 40 will hit.
Okay, so that is... where are you?
Well, that one's at Nikesh, not Balsam.
Oh, yeah, that's Nikesh.
Yes, 40 will hit. Barely, but it hits.
Cool. All right, so that is 19 points of damage, and I need a fortitude save from you. Thanks, Christina.
Fortitude.
I'm learning.
All right.
All right, that is a failure, which means you are now the proud owner of 1 stun. So you are stunned for 1 round. And you have 1d6 persistent electric damage.
Fun.
All right. That is the first guy. Second guy is going to go for Balsam. They are going to land a critical hit. Yeah, see, his stuff works. All right, and a fort save from Balsam.
Ah, lovely. Yes. Good.
That is also a failure.
Yep.
So that is also stunned 1 and a persistent electric damage. Okay. So draw weapons, step up, zappity zap. Cool. Done and done. Okay.
Esculi is pointing out that was crit.
Oh, it was a crit card. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Balsam, give me a number between 1 to 5.
Let's go 1, please.
Oh, 1. Okay. You are stunned 2. As he hits you particularly hard.
Nice.
So that means you will lose your next action. Or first action, should I say.
Because would I be... Is it stun 2 total, or is that my...
Oh, no. As in, you got stunned 1 from the initial hit, then the crit has given you an extra stun 2. So you got stunned 3.
Oh, nice.
All right. The last guy is going to go for you as well. He will also land a critical hit. I guess maybe another fort save.
I'm gonna need a
What
minute.
is the maximum amount of what is the maximum amount of stuns you've seen in the game, Dag?
This is the maximum I've ever seen. Like, I generally don't see stun as an effect anymore.
Well, I'll just elect to fail it.
Sure. They'll wail on you. And because the critical hit, that is going to be 2d6 electric zappity sap damage.
Nice.
Because one presumes we'll double that. And give me a number between 1 to 5.
2, please.
1, 2. Okay. That's a dumb one. Don't want to crush your toe for no reason. Low blow. They hit you in the gut, and you are sickened 2. You are also slowed 1, so long as you are sickened.
God.
And collect in conditions like Pokemon.
You are. These guys are.
Also has never ever been tased, and he's not taking it well.
Yeah, but this is like the case of, like, you know, when someone, like, who's like, you know, like, I can get tased. Come on, bro, tase me, zap. Oh, don't tase me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these guys think they're hot shit. What the? Why are their weapons cracking?
It's like, yeah, we don't know who the fuck you are. We don't know your name. Pieces of shit.
Yeah.
And you know, I was literally just in the middle of describing a scene where they were just drinking coffee and chilling out. All right, Kailu. You're watching this at this point. Like I said, keeping in mind their mindset was originally Meg and Balsam. Then the Kesh out of nowhere appeared and attacked them.
Yeah.
They're still not really paying attention to Kailu and Pietro just yet.
Well, and Kailu, like Nikesh, is also legendary sneak, so they haven't even seen him yet. Probably.
Fantastic, love it.
And so it's like, so at this
Almost
point,
like you're real assassins.
exactly. It's like Kailu is going to go, gentlemen, we are here to turn ourselves in. If you look on the wall, look at that wall behind you. Do you recognize that Tanuki?
Ooh, good point. Mm.
You've got a wanted poster for her. We are dead, except that we're not dead. If you want, we will continue this, but I would suggest accepting our surrender and taking us to the Verni, as is our right.
Make a diplomacy check. It's not a bad one. Not a bad one.
It's not one of his strengths, but hey.
I cannot read that on the dice. Okay.
That was a 41. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
41.
changing dice. That was scary.
Yeah, okay, so 41. Yeah, with a 41, they'll, I mean, with Balsam down, really, because they were kind of like more, this was like a personal thing, you know, like Balsam attacking their ego and stuff. I think they'll,
Yeah.
I think if Nikesh disarms, I say disarms as in like, you know, stands down, I think they'll pull back. So they'll tell you, you know, like, you know, put, you know, the usual things, put your hands behind your head, get on the ground, you know, yada yada yada. Who would like to comply? Balsam can't. Balsam's being forced to the ground and put in cuffs.
I was gonna say Balsam's already on the ground.
Twitching his legs, just.
Get through a comply.
And
Pedro complies. Yep,
Yeah.
hands up behind your head. Then you're on the ground. Then they go over and they secure you.
and Kylo will as well.
I feel like Meg's just standing there with her, like, ooh, watching them wail on balls.
Oh yeah.
For a minute there, she's like, "What? Oh yeah, shit.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a sudden oh shit moment. Like it's like like when they had tasers, like oh fuck. Because yeah, they what they lack in like actual combat effectiveness, they make up for in a weapon that stuns people. Because I mean, they can't beat all of the really powerful people who come here, so they need to cheat.
Yeah.
Meg, complicity.
Yeah, I said after that she'd be like,
Oh,
"What?
yeah.
Oh shit."
Go.
And then,
Yep. No worries. Nikesh.
I think Nikesh is stunned, so sure. He will comply.
So stunned one is kind of like slowed, I feel, where you're just groggy.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're kind of groggy, but yeah. All right, cool. Yep.
Then yes, he will.
All right, not a problem. Cool. So all of you are placed in cuffs and the like. After some brief research and the like, they do indeed find out that you are all dead people who have suddenly been found. There is no word of your survival and the like, but yeah, you have been put on you've been put on and taken off the wanted list by the Red Mantis assassins. Which, fun fact, Kailu, those guys who made you in town haven't actually told anyone about the fact that they made you because they want to claim the glory of killing you for themselves. Well, they did, you know. So they were being very greedy. Yeah, they were. And had you guys decided to go into the jungle and walk your way up there, they would have come back to try to finish the job. So yeah. Okay. Cool. Bound and dragged through the jungle by a it's kind of like a how do I put it? It is a gorilla dragged wagon that has just a cage on several wheels. So basically this large mountain gorilla is basically like pulling on this this large thing. This is basically how they get people up mountains and stuff like that in the jungle, because it is such inhospitable terrain. Part of the actual ascent to the Crimson Citadel involves the scaling of a cliff where there are no roads. So you watch as the gorilla sort of like straps the cage to them as they affix the harness, and then the gorilla pulls the lot of you up the side of the mountain. The guards who do follow aren't the three that arrested you, but two other individuals. They also are quite skilled at, you know, climbing and stuff like that, so they make their way up through the jungles. Slowly but surely you recover a little bit. Now, obviously you guys have been arrested, so your belongings are put into a chest, which is going with you. but all of the stuff on your personage has been confiscated and, you know, obviously secured because they're actual good cops and know what they're doing. I know what we'll do. We'll just leave all these guys and take them to go see our leadership, fully armed and
Fully
capable.
armored.
Yeah.
Fully armored.
They don't pin any of you guys as mages, I think, right? Like no one's really outrightly said they are or seem to be heavily armored or equipped as though you are a mage.
Maybe.
I feel like
Depends
you've got sawtooth sabers though, don't you, Balsam?
No, I have a gauntlet
Oh, okay. Oh, well.
and an arcane knife that's not actually magical.
Okay. Well, I'll roll a percentage. Let's see if they actually
Yeah.
secure you with the mage stuff. They will. Yeah.
And you know, if they do find out that it's balsam, they probably absolutely would.
Yeah. So they put what's called a mage's shackle on you. It is a leech that they affix to the back of your neck that continually siphons your magic out. If you use any kind of spells or magecraft, basically the spell is absorbed into the leech.
That's a really cool leech. I'll like to add that to my collection if I could.
They are very expensive, but yeah, you absolutely could. Yeah, mage's shackles. Fun fact, it's actually a D&D monster which I have converted over for the sake of it because I always loved them.
Nice.
Let's see if I can find a good picture of it. Yeah, here we go.
Just at some point once.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
That's a mage's shackle. Or wizard's shackle, sorry.
Yeah, I might add that to my. I might give myself a little cute little pet after this.
Yeah.
At some point while we were being hiked up this Pietro just turned Balsam. Never ever letting you leave that down.
You know what? I don't think you should. Please, every time I'm about to do something, just remind me.
Oh, trust me, I will.
Hey, Dag, I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
How long does this persistent electricity damage last?
Oh, until you die. No, I'm joking.
Okay. Just curious.
Technically, do I want you guys to have it? Okay, cool. I'll tell you what. Keep rolling d20s until you roll a 15. We'll roll that many. And Balsam, you do it as well. Okay, Nikesh, you are cured.
Yep. I say I only had to roll twice.
And Balsam's
Hey,
cured.
Balsam got it.
All right,
On
so
my sixth.
okay, so Nikesh, you take 7 points of damage, and
All right.
Balsam, you take 23 damage.
Oof, that's not looking so good.
Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, they're also not going to let you heal yourselves, because why would they? Yep. So yeah, that's the electricity just coursing through your body from the attacks, as you are brought up the mountain. Okay. As you are brought up the mountain, you now stand before the Crimson Citadel, a beautiful and resplendent series of temple-like structures interwoven and grown amongst the various tropical vegetation that grows here high in the mountains. Nikesh, you get this huge sense of pressure that comes from these landscapes, a truly holy sight as you arrive. As you begin to be, as you are brought before the temple itself, a great deal of assassins are throughout the courtyards here. This is an area simply known as the Gardens, where one would cultivate things like poisons and the like. One second. Yeah. Just gonna play my music. As you approach, you are all given a very stern gaze from the Red Mantis. Many point and begin to whisper. Even though these guards did not know who you are, this place, this home of the Red Mantis is different. You are, the four of you, legends among the Red Mantis. You recognize some of these looks. Usually it's accompanied by these jealous stares of people who wish that they were nearly as skilled as you. Now it is filled with something else. Hatred. You are brought to the inner sanctum by a series of Red Mantis, whom the god explains who you are. They don't really cover Meg, but Meg is still brought along for the ride. Inside, you hear someone speaking to your escort. They start to yell and shout. They even go so far as to slap them across the face before looking at the five of you. You are told to go to the chamber. They tell your escort to take you to the chambers of the Odalis. There, the Vernai will speak with them. You are dragged and eventually uncaged, but shackled still nonetheless, to the center of a platform in the middle of what looks to be a room designed after the shape of a beating heart. The walls of this 20-foot wide, 14-sided stone chamber are polished crimson porphyry. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, all of it is made of the same crimson stone. Now, where you happen to be standing is a hollow that has a 100-foot drop into a seemingly endless abyss below the area that you have been chained to. Above you appears to be a series of standing locations where one would seat a high council to look down upon the accused. There are 13 seats here, each of which contain a single stone chair draped with red silk and cushions. A 14th looms above, in front of what looks to be a single door on a balcony. The entrance here is flanked by two statues of Red Mantis that seem to be praying in worship to an entity above the archway of the door into this room. And that is a statue of Akachek, a giant red praying mantis with claws constantly dripping blood that seems to pour onto the two statues on the either sides of the door. The acoustics within this room are unsettling. The dripping, running blood sound almost takes up the entire space. And then suddenly, a beam of red light illuminates the five of you. 13 figures then enter the room. All hooded and shrouded, about humanoid, human-shaped and sized people, all seeming to wear hoods and masks, concealing their identities. The one in the center gives you a moment before silently from the mist, several chairs arise for you guys all to sit in. He calls down to you. She calls down to you. Her words are precise, deliberate, and carry across the acoustics of this room so everyone hears it. Agents of righteous death, you stand before this council for judgment, accused of an unlawful murder rather than a successful, sacred, contracted assassination. Moreover, you are accused of murdering a rightful ruler, General Aldorf Bladecaller, an orphan warrior who had conquered a small part of the land of the Linom kings. The penalty for this is execution, so that your souls may be judged before he who walks in blood for absolution or destruction. But before this sentence is carried out, we stop to listen. As we understand, there are complications and angles that have yet to be brought to our attention. We ask but 3 questions, and we are eager to hear in your own words whether what you speak is justification or blasphemy. Okay. Now, for the purposes of the trial, you start off with 0 influence. They are neither friends nor enemies to you at this point in time. You must, through your evidence and through your conversation, bring up their influence to a certain point, and as you get higher and higher, the value and the thing that you get will be greater. Failing, however, will reduce it, and if it gets too low, we're going straight for the execution. Okay?
Sounds like fun.
Round 1. Did General Aldous Bladecaller deserve to die by the hands of the Red Mantis? Okay.
Okay, Meg was not there for that, so she will stay silent.
If you guys are cool with Nikesh answering that one, because he feels responsible for bringing the rest of you in on all of this, he will answer if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right, so Nikesh, by the way, just real quick, as they entered this building, like as soon as they broke the threshold of this building, would have bowed his head as they were being led in, and would have been uttering prayers to Achekik the entire time, essentially. Basically praying for his divine guidance, for his divine blessing, all that good stuff.
Do you mind if we do a quick scene with that real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. That's fine.
So, as you enter and the prisoner transfer happens, right? The assassins now have you in a cage. We should end them now. Yes, then I will be pleased. They are, of course, marked for death. But why would they submit themselves? Why does it matter? We should just end this. Try to rise through the ranks. Nikesh is biting and sort of like holding their tongue, instead forcing their way through the prayers and stuff. As they go to try and stab you, or they go to try and like, do something, they hear the prayers. Is that... No. Yes. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. I'm sure it's all in your imagination. Okay, let's do this. This is for all of our allies you've killed. And as he goes to try and stab you, he stops his hand again. And this time you see, as Nikesh is speaking, a red mist has started flowing out of the cage and onto the ground. And they basically, okay, I'm sorry, and they start praying with Nikesh as they take the cage to the, whatever it was called, the Odalis.
Nice. I dig that. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, because they... these two
sorry.
at the very least believe that maybe you're, here with some measure of blessing from Akachek.
Sweet. 2 down, another 13 to go.
Yep. Okay, so, to reiterate the question, did General Aldous Bladecaller deserve to die?
Nikesh will look up at them, because you said they're above us, right?
Yep, correct.
And he will nod for starters, and then he will proceed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with the information we were provided by our superiors at the time, and with the information that I was handed, that I provided to my compatriots, yes, he did.
They ponder, and they say he was the ruler of several lands in the Linnom Kings. Small though his contingent may be, you felt as though his death was warranted.
I was given a valid contract for his death. Therefore, yes, I did.
We did not ask if you had a contract for this man. We simply asked if you believed that they deserved to die by our hand.
Does not matter what I believe. It matters a Chakik's will, and his will was that contract from the leadership to me, and so thus, yes, my answer is yes. He deserved to die.
I'm gonna backpedal that a little bit, teeny bit, because you are so devout. Your beliefs absolutely matter. So it's not an assassin's guild where you don't ask questions, because, like, they are very religious and very spiritual. Make sense? So for this individual, if you had something written down and you believed it not to be true or not to be the case, you are absolutely within your right to, as a, person devout, to question those orders or to do things. So they're asking not so much what was written down and if you followed orders, because that sounds like you don't actually believe in the god. You know what I mean? Because
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're asking what you believe. Do you believe he followed the tenets, and do you believe he followed the criteria needed to die at the hands of the Red Mantis?
Knowing what I know now, based upon who he was, no, he did not. As he was a rightful leader, that is anathema, and I understand that. However, going into this, I was issued a contract for his assassination. Conducting assassinations is what we do to honor a Chakik. Also anathema to that would be to have abandoned my contract. As I believed in the people who issued me that contract, I believed that he was a valid target at the time, yes. However, knowing what I know now, did he deserve to die? Absolutely not.
They begin to talk among each other. They do acknowledge a very excellent point you make. If you had followed through the contract with the information you had, you are a traitor. If you didn't complete the contract, then you have performed anathema willingly and knowingly. It is a difficult situation to be in. They will give you 2 influence for that response. That's good. We have heard a great many rumors about how you and yours believe that you are the victims to conspiracy. Even your response to Orduf implies that the orders given to you were somehow doctored or made to be what's the word? More tampered with to force your hand. What do you make of the claims that you have been manipulated?
Nikesh will look at the group again to see if anybody else wishes to speak, obviously, first.
No, you got this. Go for it.
No pressure. It's fine. Our lives are in your hands. Go for it.
Balsam's like, ugh.
Balsam's still recovering.
Yep.
Do you want
Who has the scroll?
To help as well, or do you want? I think Nikesh is on a really big roll. He's doing great, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you want one of us to? Do you want it? Does Lucas want a moment?
Oh, no, I mean, I'll keep going if you guys want me to. I just wanted to give other people a chance if somebody wanted to speak.
Yeah, you're doing great, and it makes absolute perfect sense that Nikesh would be taking over this scene because he's such a devout follower that he would be the most intent on actually clearing his name rather than just getting revenge. So
All right,
go right.
Steve, you were saying something?
I was going to say, I mean, my only question is who's got the scroll at this point?
That's an excellent question. Do we still have those, or did they take our stuff?
They have. I think they've taken your stuff. It's in a chest.
All right, cool. So having looked at the group and getting, I just imagine, sort of a nod to continue, Nikesh will do so. As far as the what I make of the claims against us, I know them to be true. We suspected after the job and the ensuing attempted assassination of ourselves by the organization that this was the case. However, we have since come into possession of evidence that does in fact prove that we are the victims of conspiracy in this matter.
I see. If a conspiracy does exist, what do you believe the goal is? And why single your companions as a target?
The goal of the conspiracy was to overthrow the Blood Mistress. Blood Mistress. Wow, if I could speak.
There's a couple of, like, rabble started, like, not the rabble, but, like, you know what I mean? They started, like...
Right, like
Murmuring.
murmurs and things amongst the crowd. Yeah. As far as why single us out, quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, I was easily manipulated. The person, as you know, that I generally get my orders from, the person I was closest to in this order was Sister Mary. My contract came directly from her. I did not question it, not even for a moment. I then took that and I recruited my companions here to assist. Their involvement is solely my fault in this matter. They never should have been there in the first place, if only I had questioned, even for a moment, what I received. However, I have proof that and as far as getting rid of them, they're threats. That's, quite frankly, you all know that we could pose a threat to anyone who attempted to overthrow this order. And if you allow me to, I can retrieve my pack and I can show you the proof that we have gathered.
They will nod and agree.
May Pietro add something while you're getting the documents?
Yeah, absolutely.
There is also the possibility that by painting the most trusted of the Blood Mistress as traitors who would go against the will of the Chekik, that would put the Blood Mistress herself into question. For how would we have risen in her ranks if we were such traitors?
Valid point. Nikesh, you have the letter from Sister Mary, you have the dead drops, you have the list of recruits, you have all of that stuff that you've gathered.
All right. Nikesh will approach and hand that over, essentially, for them to review.
They will begin reviewing it, and as they do so, one of them says, "Your evidence is overwhelming and disturbing, as one of our number," and he gestures at one of the empty seats of the Vernai, "is not able to be here to defend herself. Then again, you couldn't possibly have known she wasn't going to be here. So, coincidence? Perhaps something bigger?" They seem uncertain from the information you provided. At this point, Nikesh, you say that you were the one who brought all of your companions in, that they were the targets and you were simply the deliverer of this false mission report. Is that our understanding? Yep.
I was targeted because, as I said, I was easy to manipulate, and I was able to bring them in, as was the plan, apparently.
Well, if you say that you are willing to take responsibility for all of the transgressions that followed, then the Council is hereby more than inclined to take you up on that offer. A message must be sent out to any who may think themselves above the ways of our order. And as this happens, one of the Vernai stand up and says, "Clear the room." The other Vernai sort of like look around and it's like, "But we're just getting to the..." "I said clear the room." The Vernai stop for a moment and look at you before standing up and dusting themselves off. And they begin to leave. Several of the guards come and take the supplies, like the crate and stuff with things in it. They kind of take that away. And this individual, the last remaining Vernai, climbs down from this ladder. You watch as kind of these like almost like crimson stone blocks start hovering, almost Magneto style, down to where you guys are in the base of this kind of like pit area. He walks right up to Nikesh. And he grabs hold of your chin and begins to like kind of inspect you.
Yeah, Nikesh will not resist at all.
All right. As this happens, the man then sort of stops. And he says, "Are you foolish?"
Well, it has come to my attention as of late that yes, I am quite foolish.
You were raised better than this by the sisters. Do you know what it takes to survive in her program, let alone thrive as you did?
I do, and I have also learned that one of those very sisters, the one I considered a mother, betrayed me.
And yet here you are, offering yourself up on a silver platter on behalf of what? Your friends?
It is my fault that they're involved in this mess in the first place. If I had not been so blind in my devotion
If
to a
they
person,
had also been better of mind to be able to notice as well, it is not just upon you to carry the burden of their incompetence. And as he says this, he actually pulls back his hood and he takes off his mask. And you see a face you've not actually seen before, but you recognize. This man looks like a 20, 30 years your senior version of yourself. As he says, "I did not give my eldest son to the convent to come back a failure. I gave my child to the sisters to hone a weapon that our order could use."
Nikesh is staring at this man.
You do not know his name. You barely recognize him from when you were an infant. You have a vague recollection of a woman crying, some shouting in indistinct tones before being left in the rain out in the street and then being picked up by Sister Mary. These are like short flashes.
Yeah, Nikesh is completely at a loss for words. He barely just recovered enough to do this trial from learning what Sister Mary had done, and this is so much heavier for him.
Nikesh,
he's sort of
you are the heirloom.
nice. Yeah,
Kylo,
Nikesh is just sort of staring, mouth agape. He has no words at the moment.
Yeah. Kylo sees Nikesh and the challenge and knows him well enough that you are correct. We will not permit Nikesh to take this all upon himself. We, as a team, did what we believed was right to a warlord who was not a rightful ruler, who was stealing the rightful rule, and therefore was complete. The fact that it was brought to us via our normal team methods was did not raise questions in our mind that it met. We since have been doing it. Nikesh has been nothing except demanding of us that we excise the problems that the order is true. People are not always, and we need to correct that. So
Make a diplomacy check. I think I get the gist of what you're saying.
yeah, I'm sorry. It's like I'm struggling.
No.
Trying to, as much as anything else, I'm also trying to buy time for Nikesh to.
No. It's fine. I think what you're trying to say is that because these happened in a way that we were very familiar with, we understood it to be an order as per normal. There was nothing unusual
Yes.
about the order having come through, and there were details missing, which, had we had them, may have afforded us the opportunity to question it. However, now that we are forced to confront the error of what we have done, we have every intention of accepting responsibility. However, it is not... The responsibility doesn't lie with us, nor does it lie with Nikesh. It aligns with the people who had positioned us into this state. It's not that we're innocent. We are the weapon that was fired, not the person whose hand was aiming this. And Nikesh, likewise, has been, like the rest of us, a honed and powerful tool for the Red Mantis assassins. And that is very, very different to being a traitor. And that's kind of what you're kind of like leaning at.
Yeah.
With a diplomacy check of 39, he listens to you. And he then turns and says, I can see why you would give up so much for your friends. If they can speak so eloquently towards your defense as well, then perhaps there is a quid pro quo to be had between them. But, as I'm sure you're aware, the Red Mantis are not a social club. It is not about making friends. It is about getting results, and that is what we are about. For now, Nikesh, you and your friends have been bought a small amount of time. The evidence that you've presented are incriminating more than you'd think. You see, just this morning, we got word that Savia had infiltrated the... I want to say the Sanguine Library, but I feel like it's not that. Had infiltrated the... Yada, yada, yada. I'm so blind, I swear, some days. The Grand Library. Is it really just called the Grand Library? Must be.
That's a shame.
That is. Oh, here we go. The Grand Library of Sazari.
There you go.
There we go.
That sounds more like it.
Okay. So yes, the Blood Mistress... sorry, not the Blood Mistress. Savia has accessed the Grand Library of... fuck, I just said it, piece of shit.
Cesare.
Cesare, thank you. Which, of course, everyone here, except for Meg, would know is a forbidden library. Only the Blood Mistress is permitted in there. The Verni were in a meeting to discuss what to do about this matter when you had arrived. I'm going to buy you this time and send you on a mission, potentially your last mission as Red Mantis assassins. Let it speak volumes to your abilities and your prowess as members of the Order. You are to descend into the Grand Library yourselves, discover what Savia is up to, and In the event of a threat, put a stop to it once and for all.
We have that in writing, if that's
I
right.
was just gonna say that.
Same. Yeah, I was about to ask for that too.
He says no. This is, as all things associated with us, an act of faith. We've already seen what happens when you blindly follow orders. Let's now see if your hearts beat to the rhythm of Akachek. You will have no one else to blame.
Ew.
The responsibility of your actions will lie with you.
Nikesh has so many questions for this man right now, but he knows also that this is not the time. So he will simply bow his head. It will be done.
He then gives you a key to your shackles, allows you to unlock your belongings, but before you leave, he hands you something, Nikesh. He says, I was saving this for the day that my offspring became a candidate to rise to the rank of the Blood Meister or something. But here, take these. And he hands you his own Red Mantis Sawtooth Sabers.
Nikesh will take them.
The Sawtooth Sabers you're provided are very special. They are incredibly sharp and never dull. You now... What's the crit range on your current blades?
That is an excellent question. Let me look.
Okay.
It's not too
Kailu, you're also given a unique blade. Your Sawtooth Sabers can connect in the midsection to create a bow. In addition, as a move action, you can split them into dual weapons for fighting.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks like just crit on a 20. There's no range there.
No, that's fine. So, crit and a 20. This is now going to be a ×3 weapon for each of them.
Very nice.
Yeah, so they are incredibly sharp. Pietro,
Hi.
the Sawtooth Sabers you are provided have a deep red color along the blade. Yours have the ability to activate fast healing. For each blade that strikes, will put a fast heal 2 upon you, and if you strike with both of them, it'll give you fast heal 5.
Oh wow.
Balsam, your Sawtooth Sabers. As a reaction, you can basically give yourself concealment while wielding your the Sawtooth Sabers. Basically, they just turn your body into sort of a semi-gaseous stuff.
Ah, perfect. Wonderful.
Meg, you are not a Red Mantis assassin. He slaps you in the face. Pathetic. No, you'll be provided with a Red Mantis armor, which will look and feel exactly like your armor with one extra condition, and that is you can sprout mantis wings and fly for short distances.
All right.
You have a poor fly speed of 30 foot. So basically, yeah.
Hey, that
Okay.
works. It can get me to some high places.
Yeah. All right. And that is our bonus from Tranquil Moment, where you guys actually feel safe enough to rest, recuperate, and recover before heading into the Grand Library. Now, we do have a lot of stuff to cover in terms of that, but you guys will be heading into the Grand Library, and I don't really want to start it this week, so I'll let you guys do your things that you have left to level up if you need to level up, plus do some healing and stuff. So I think this is a good place to call today's session, even though it's like about 10 minutes early and stuff.
Before you do that, may I just, I wanted to clarify. So here is, even though they were, tricked, obviously, into doing this, they sort of like not should have known better, but the fault is still theirs, so they still need to make it right, even though someone else tricked them. Is that what's happening? Was I confusing? I'm sorry.
One more time.
Okay, so somebody gave them bad orders, right?
Yeah.
And they followed orders even though they were bad orders. So they still need to atone. And that's why they're having to fix this rather than the Vernai handling it themselves.
It's the best of both worlds. Okay. It's because basically they're very religious. They're very much about a show of faith. What Nikesh had said about being given bad orders and not questioning it is true and seems to be the case from what Kailu said as well. In this particular instance, he isn't going to give you specific orders, but tell you what they need done. Now, either you do what needs to be done, bring Savia for justice, and use her as the next piece of evidence to the Vernai for proving all of your stuff, or you kill her, and then you have no proof and no evidence, and, she's no longer a threat or a problem, and you just have to, kind of overcome or outweigh the stuff that's happened to you. Okay. There's a million different permeations to how the story ends. But the story isn't the Red Mantis have told you to do X, and if you don't do X, there's going to be consequences. This is a very personal kind of under-the-table favor kind of thing for you guys to go after Savia, for him to kind of cover you guys as to where you've gone and suddenly disappeared to the other councilmen, and then hopefully, we'll figure out what happens when we get to the end. But yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. I know I did. My name is Mark. I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week. We will be back in later on this evening for Gatewalker, so be sure to tune in for that. Lots of fun and cool stuff to happen there. And then I think we'll either be in possibly the finale or the penultimate episode of Curse of the Crimson Throne on Sunday night / Monday morning, so be sure to tune in for that one. That one is going to be a doozy. But guys, until we meet again, stay safe, stay wonderful, be kind to each other because why the fuck not, it's free, and as always, game hard or die trying. Good night, guys.
Good one.
Bye.